recording is on, and here we go. In 3, 2. Welcome to episode 66 of A Podcast Reborn, and we are, of course, always a Final Fantasy 14 podcast, except when we're not, which will be part of today. But mostly Final Fantasy 14. I mean, if you consider debating over Husbandos. I'm Brad Black, otherwise known as Ro. I will once again be the moderator and one of 5 judges for the second half of our annual March tradition, now going on 3 years. With me, as always, are Meagan and Brandon. Hello, both of you.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
And also joining us are Ward and Lisa. Hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
And I'm really cutting to the chase because this one could take a little bit of time, and if it ends up being faster than I think, who knows? We might even talk about the live letter. I don't know. We're just going to kind of fly by the seat of our pants here. Last I heard, there's like thousands of black mages crying tears over stuff. So, but what do I know? I just play a summoner because I'm just an easy noob like that. Anyway. The Husbando Hullabaloo is upon us. This, if you listen to our last episode, this is going to go pretty much the same way. We have 4 divisions. 4 characters in each division are going to fight it out, and then the finalists in each division are going to clash to see which one survives. We have characters that were picked for their looks, characters that were picked for their significance to the story, characters that were picked because other people may judge us for it. And then there are characters which are absolute wild cards, which do not necessarily have to be Final Fantasy 14 characters. This is going to be an interesting one. The character I thought would win the Waifu Wars was not who I thought, and the one I did not expect to win did win. I'm really curious to see how this one goes. Really curious about my wildcard pick. So far, no one else here knows for sure who my wild card pick is, except for Lisa, because I did tell her in advance. But there will be no preparation needed for that pick. You will understand why when I get to it. That said, last time we started out with the Wildcard Division. I'm going to turn things around, and this time we're going to start with the Hear Me Out division.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Getting the headache out early. Let's get on.
The dragons.
or starting the headache early for Brandon. Who knows? Okay, so in the Hear Me Out division, we actually had a tie in nomination points for the 4th place spot, so we need to have a play-in for that. So we're going to handle the play-in first. And the winner of this matchup will go against Vritra. So good luck to him. But first, we need to decide who will go up against Vritra. Will it be Seiryu or will it be Galul Jaja? So, with that said, I would like anyone, we have like a raising hand thing in our recording thing here. If anyone is undecided or indifferent, please signal so now to me. It seems like everyone is locked in, so this should be interesting. All right, let's go with let's get the obvious one out of the way. Meagan, who are you going with?
I'm actually gonna go with Seiryu.
Yeah.
He's such a sweet and adorable little danger noodle, and I love him. Every time he appears in the story, he's doing something awesome or cute, and you get to hang out with him in Hildebrand quests, and he helped us out with powering the spaceship. That was my favorite. That's what has like re-cemented him in my mind, was that like they flashed to the Ruby Sea, and he was like there getting like Django, which is like fast food, like dough balls on a stick. He likes that. And he was just rocking up as a little snaky noodle. And like, he has a very attractive human form, but it's still like half dragon. So, and he likes to run around disguised as like a chicken man.
That is also adorable.
Which is hilarious. So, yeah. And he has the best. Wait, he has the best theme song in the game, and he gave me his wolf after like 2 tries. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah, extra bonus point for that.
Mhm.
All right, Brandon, who are you going with?
I'm going to go with Galul Jaja just because, he's a mostly good father. And frankly, that has a lot of pull for me because I'm a dad myself. Dude should have, come down with a heavier hand on Zoraal, but let's not get into that. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick him. I don't particularly have strong attachment to either of these characters because this is the Hear Me Out division and this is where Brandon gets pain. So I'll just because he was my number 1 entry for the memes, we'll go with Galul Jaja.
All right, Lisa, what's your pick?
Oh, I wasn't expected to go next, but I too am going with Kulul Jaja, big dad energy, and the sassy, sarcastic, I don't know, sense of humor that he seems to have. It just kind of resonates with me. And he's got 2 heads. I don't care if one is dead. I'm pretty sure maybe there's 2 heads down below. So hear me out. Double my pleasure, double my fee.
Hey, snakes have 2 peens, all right? That is biologically a fact. If that's our criteria.
I would like to point out that I am doing this show from my in-laws' house because we came down to visit them for our kids' spring break, and I have never been more happy that I brought my headphones.
Yeah, keep your headphones, buddy.
Unplug.
I am going to possibly disappoint Ward because Ward, it really won't matter who you pick because I also picked Galul Jaja.
Oh, tell us why.
Honestly, because as far as personality goes, I was going more for the personality here, and I just think Galul Jaja had a better personality and is a better character. Is Galul Jaja dead? Yes. Does that matter to me in this contest? No.
Admit it.
Also, if we want to go there, it's the Hear Me Out division. Okay, 2 heads are better than 1. Enough said.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
I will repeat.
Ugh.
Snakes,
all the way down.
they've got 2.
Okay, but he's also a cute soft boy. I
Yes.
feel like everyone is missing the cute soft boy part of this.
They're clearly on Team Daddy and not on Team Femboy. There's nothing we can do.
I'm
about it.
disappointed.
So your pick was for Sariu.
Same with you.
See, I don't even think Galul Jaja is like a Hear Me Out, but I know that my taste is a bit farther than everyone else's. So.
You're more developed than we are.
All right. Before we do Galul Jaja versus Vitra, though, we're gonna do the other part of this bracket here. And on one side, we have Sir Otis from the Dawn Trail MSQ, specifically in robot form.
Also, don't think it's Hear Me Out.
And on the other side, speaking of also don't think it's Hear Me Out, we have Emmett Selk, who, by the way, I'm just going to get this out of the way right now. Emmett Selk is the only character who managed to get into 2 parts of this bracket because he just got enough points in both of them. So
Shenanigans, I say.
it is what it is. The process is that's how I made it. That's how it just fell into place. So Brandon's going to have to go against Emmett Selk not once but twice, I'm sure. But let's just get it out of the way. Brandon, you're choosing Sir Otis just because it's not Emmett Selk, right?
Yeah, I mean, plus, Sir Otis, if he has some personality flaws, we can just reprogram the guy.
Oh,
Wow.
Good call.
That's a take.
I mean, it's
hey,
true, but
hear
that's
me out.
cruel.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Ooh.
Man, that's rough. Lisa, who are you going with?
Well, I just want to make comment that I love that Meagan's Hear Me Out does not include dragons, nor does it include androids, because those are both perfectly acceptable in society.
Retry's a dragon, so Sariu.
I know, but you're like, these don't belong in Hear Me Out division.
Well, Galul Jaja does not belong in Hear Me Out because he's a fan favorite, and it was a meme that everybody was into him.
I think our choices are all hey, beauty and husbandos and waifus are in the eye of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a hear me out for one, it may not be a hear me out for someone else. In Meagan's point, that's very clear.
Okay. So much for me being snappy. I don't know why Emmett Silk is here. I'm fine with that. I love that he is, but I am also into Android Robot, not because I can reprogram him, because that was brilliant, but he's super doty, super protective, and again, I bet he has attachments or detachable inserts on here.
Mhm.
Well,
And all of a sudden, the detachable penis song is now in everyone's head.
That's a song?
yes.
You've never heard of
Oh, God, we're here
detachable
tonight.
penis?
No.
Oh wow!
Oh.
Yeah, we'll introduce you to this in Discord chat, I'm sure.
I played it at my wedding, Brandon, if it helps explain anything.
Why am I not surprised? Okay, so 2 votes for Sir Otis. Ward, who are you going with?
I think I'm going to surprise some people because as much as I love Emmett Silk and I think Emmett Silk is a great character, I think we're talking about like Hear Me Out. It's definitely got to be Sir Otis. And I mean, like also Sir Otis is that kind of like the devoted husbando. And I feel like that's sorely missing in today's media.
You do love a chivalrous knight.
Oh my God. I stand a chivalrous knight.
Agreed. I made the joke about reprogramming him just for the joke. I would not actually do that because he really is a great personality. He's devoted. He's caring. And yeah, I think he'd make for a great
With kids.
great partner.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Great with kids. Oh,
All right. My vote was also Sir Otis. I think everyone else has said enough for me. Meagan, were you going to make it unanimous or were you going with Emmett for this?
I was probably going to be undecided, but leaning towards Sir Otis just because I don't think Emmett Silk to hear me out. But, I don't even think Sir Otis is that much. I guess having a robot body would freak some people out, but like, it's not a weird robot body. It's like
humanoid.
it's humanoid. It's
yeah.
got a head and a body and hands and everything,
So what, should we have Kakuya's little robot?
Yeah, that would
Oh
be hear
my
me
God.
out. Like,
Vision?
yeah, not
Kaku or like
not
robot
hot bunny lady,
Robot form,
little
yeah.
bunny, that little floaty head thing. There
just
you
got to
go.
ride it like a washing machine. Let's go.
You think it doesn't have a vibrate mode?
Oh my God.
All right.
All right, one Ratman death down, another to go. Let's take him out.
Wow.
Well, but before we get to that, let's settle Vritra versus Galul Jaja. I think I forgot to ask for the last one, so I will remember now. Is anyone undecided on Vritra and Galul Jaja?
Let me state my case.
Oh.
I see no hands being raised, so I'm going to get mine out of the way first. And mine might surprise you. I'm going with Vritra, because while I think that Galul Jaja is better than Seiryu, I think Vritra has more husbando energy than Galul Jaja when you consider not just how much of a leader he was for his people, how compassionate he is for his people. When I think of Vritra, I also think of Vritra's aliases, and Varshan in adult form, to be specific, has big husbando energy. So
He
I'm
has an expression on his face. It looks like it wants to cry all the time.
Let me state my
there's
case.
husbando-
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
Objection.
Vritra is not only incredibly selfless and wonderful, good with kids, has an adorable little sister that you'll get to like raise and play with, and you get to live in Megaduda, which is incredible. You get to live in Thavnair. You get to be like consort to the king. You get to like have power and everything, and then you get to have a long and happy life together. And then when you're about to die, he can eat you, and then you'll live forever inside him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's great.
It's romantic.
It's
terribly
romantic. And you'll also, if you're vanilla scaredy cat, you can hook up with his you think those avatars don't have like attachments settings?
The Alchemist of Thavnair.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They do some work.
Mhm.
This final is going to be the battle of detachable penis.
It is.
I want to know which one of the alchemists had to be responsible for that part.
Dude, did you meet the alchemists?
Oh,
All of them.
Man. They are all 100% there for it.
They are a pack of freaks. Like you think that adult fucking avatar did not come with all kinds of settings and attachments.
He's a full man. They had to make him a full man.
They're like,
full man.
We're going adult. We might as well go for adult toy.
I mean, and considering that the Ark of Sedora were also responsible for that, you gotta imagine that when it comes to him, there was probably a lot of junk in that trunk.
Yeah, man. It was probably like they made him like normal raw size. The Ark of Sedora was like, it looks a little small. I think it should be a bit bigger. And everybody was like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
He's the king. He
should
should
be king size. I mean, come on.
So we have 2 for Vritra for sure. Lisa, where are you going on this?
I mean, I need a moment to breathe. I'm verklempt. Big Vitra energy aside, and I mean big Vitra energy. I'm still going with Galul Jaja on this one. Like his
dead head is stinky.
Oh.
You know what? I'll just cover it in oils and a purple cloth, and we're fine. But like his severe love for the people and taking all these kids in, and like just the really good daddy energy. I don't know.
Vritra takes care of an entire country that is absolutely thriving.
But he kind of lied to
so
everybody.
does Galul Jaja before he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there were a lot of problems that we had to go around and solve.
Technically, that was true for Thafnir as well.
Yeah?
No, with Thafnir, we had to go around and like stop the end of days. That's very different.
Yeah, I feel
that's a lot
like
of problems, though.
The cultural melting pot was really there in Thafnir, and it's like,
that's fair.
There was a lot
also true of freaking Tyrol.
There was a lot of respect for several like separate cultures, and there was like a very like a clear distinction, like a clear purpose of like wanting to keep those cultures separate. But that meant that the tensions were always still there.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were always still like frustrations that were never worked out.
Yeah, and also like the Thamnarian alchemists are like changing the world and like even helping improve Charlian, which is like the scientific capital of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have an exchange program with the Thamnarian alchemists just because they're like so good at everything that they do.
Yeah.
And like he supports the arts, he supports the sciences, and he gave up his own scales to help save everybody, and he was like bleeding on his side, and he's such a good boy.
It's not going to happen. I'm sticking with my guns. This man went around and changed the country one tribe at a time, brought people together with big fat tacos. And
just because Richard did it like 1,000 years ago doesn't mean he didn't do that. He did that exactly. He just did it a long ass time ago, but he's immortal, so it stays around forever.
Okay, I'm going to go with this then. Necrophilia forever. I would Galul Jaja.
Brandon. Brandon?
Yeah, category. So
where are you going?
I go consider the dead head and then hear me out.
Brandon, what's your pick?
Can I retroactively raise my hand? In all seriousness, though, look, here's the deal. I am mostly a straight man. I am generally not, someone who's going to go for anybody that would be classified as a hear me out pick. So I'm going to pick this based on which one of the cities I would like to live in more. And because of the beautiful coastline and those goddamn delicious tacos, I'm going to pick Galul Jaja.
Okay.
Thafnir has a beautiful coastline. You just have to walk 5 minutes.
The straight man picked for tacos. Got it.
Okay.
That means Ward gets to decide it, and I want to think I know where he's going, but maybe he'll surprise me.
Oh, it's dragons all the way down, baby. Oh, man. I just think that, like, yes, I understand that, like, both leaders have had some faults and, like, have had some things that they've...
What's Reach's faults?
Well, okay, he felt that he couldn't be honest with his people, and he felt that he couldn't really go after his sister because he felt like to do that would be like a betrayal.
Yeah, but he was correct, and also like he didn't have a method to go after.
I'm saying like they both have their faults, but I feel like Vritra is the one who is really there to like hold everything together.
Galul Jaja has a huge fault in that he raised the biggest dickhead by neglecting his own son in favor of his adopted children. Not that I don't love his adopted children, but dear God, what the fuck, dude? Like, what did you tell Galul Jaja? Why did you neglected him and like made him feel inadequate and like he turned into fucking
Yes.
Hitler,
Also,
Wizard Hitler.
and to put the extra nail in the coffin, it's like Willamette didn't become a well-rounded character until we journeyed with her. It's until she left her father, until she spent the time with the Warrior of Light, she didn't actually become a well-rounded person. So it's did he really raise them that well? This question. I mean, Koana went off to Charlian and thought that oh yeah, technology is great, and he didn't say culture is also great, and maybe understand your past a little bit. No, he missed out on a lot of stuff.
God damn it! I hate to admit it, but he's right.
Shush! Don't give him that satisfaction.
No, I have to. He's absolutely correct.
Okay,
he is.
So we have Britra and Sir Otis figured out. We are going to move on to the Chronicle Division. In order to make sure that we get this done in a relatively reasonable amount of time, I am going to see if everyone is locked in. I am just going to ask people to give their quick decision on who they're voting for. If you want to take 5 or 10 seconds, sure. But if we have indifferent or undecided people, then we'll definitely debate. But otherwise, I want to try to keep the pace of this going a little faster.
Okay.
I have to argue my case for my boy. I figured that Hear Me Out and Wildcard would probably take a little bit longer because of the play-in and because they are what they are. I feel like Chronicle and Glamour should go pretty fast because a lot of this is territory that we've gone through before on the podcast, with one exception, which we'll get to soon. But moving on, Chronicle Division. In the first matchup, we have Emmett Selk back for round 2. Let's see how he does against the Black Wolf himself, Gaius Van Belsar. And Brandon, I'm gonna wait. Well, we gotta see if anyone's indifferent or undecided. Is anyone indifferent or undecided for this? You?
Brandon and Meagan are, or is it Brett or Ward? Are you?
Yeah,
we're both undecided.
Yeah.
All three of you. Wow, Lisa. So you're locked in, and I'm locked in.
We are. This will be fun.
It's the hot bad daddies. How do we pick?
Okay.
It's
very easily. You throw them both in the volcano.
So here's the thing. Since the three of you are indifferent or undecided, you don't get to talk about either one of them. So this means that only Lisa and I get to make our cases for it. So Lisa, I'm going to let you say who your pick is first. I'm wondering if we're on the same page or not.
I was going to defer to you because I was wondering the same thing. Do you really want me to go first?
Yes.
Oh, God. I'm going with Emmett Selk. Do I need to say why? I am.
Yes.
Oh, God. So he comes in this insane wild man who's just a Nazi. And then we learn he's this immortal Nazi who's been doing this forever. And he's just a dick. But as the story progresses, as a Chronicle Division does, he turns into this clingy best friend who keeps showing up and saving your skin. And then fast forward, or is it fast backward? Because time gets confusing. He's just always been there, and he'll always be there. Ish.
And I can change him.
I have a problem, it seems.
I'm actually surprised that you picked Emmett Selk, and I did
really?
Not. I
She's
did not.
I'm number one Emmett Selk fangirl, sir.
Yeah, that's not shocking.
But you see, I just figured that, man, I'm actually kind of surprised. I mean, I know you guys are saying, of course, she's Emmett Selk, but I thought in Emmett Selk versus Gaius, I totally thought that you would go with Gaius. Before I give my pick, how close was it for you? Was it even close?
For my Chronicle Division picks, my number 1 was Gaius Van Belsar. My number 2 was Emmett. I will not continue to go 3, 4, and 5. It was not close. When I actually saw them side by side, he's just, I mean, A, I'm biased, but B, there was just so much more to the story with Emmett, and he lasted, I feel like, longer and further through it for me.
Okay.
Than biased.
All right. So I'm going with Gaius Van Belsar, actually. But believe it or not, you see, Emmett is a great character. He had a great story. Emmett Selk in Endwalker is absolutely great. Emmett Selk, the villain in Shadowbringers, is one of the greatest villains in Final Fantasy history. Absolutely. That dichotomy is interesting, and I know Brandon has joked about it time and time again. Why do we go for Emmett Selk? Because of all the stuff he's done. For me, I'd always voted for Emmett because of how I thought of him and knew of him as far as Endwalker goes. I think if it hadn't been for Endwalker, I don't know if I would necessarily vote for Emmett if it wasn't a Hear Me Out. When I think of Gaius Van Belsar, I think of, well, first off, the guy has a presence. When he enters a room, people listen. When it comes to Husbando energy, the story that they had in the Shadowbringer raid series, it was Shadowbringers, right? With the
trial
weapons.
series?
Yes,
The weapon.
the trial series. That changed a lot of my opinions on Gaius Van Belsar. I wish they had more of Gaius in just the general story, and I thought he was done dirty by having like next to no presence in Endwalker.
Yeah.
The story, the love for his kids, the conflict that he had to go through, the guy was not just he was an antagonist, but he wasn't evil just for the sake of it. I guess you could say he's kind of similar to Emmett that way, but
He was a little schmatzy.
Mm-hmm.
he.
But Emmett Selk like caused his breed of schmatzies, so
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like Emmett basically created the monster and the antagonist that Gaius was. He's retired from tyranny now. Gaius he's a mentor, he's a protector, and just when it comes to, I guess, the looks and aesthetic of it all, I know we were talking Chronicle Division stuff, but from a looks perspective, I'm more a Gaius person than I am an Emmett person. That's just how I am. I like brooding general energy, and I get more of that from Gaius than I get from Emmett. Emmett definitely has a charm about him that's undeniable, but when I think of Husbando, I lean more toward Gaius, and I think that is more a personal bias on my part. I think Emmett is a worthy pick, but I have to go with Gaius.
So now what
How
happened?
very glib.
Oh,
So with that said, Lisa, if you want to add any final words, you can before we get some final decisions from the other three.
I don't think I have any other final words because, yeah, Gaius is phenomenal, but so is Emmett.
Also, the Gaius going into gold armor mode. The geek in me loves that. Sorry. Okay. So, let's just go down. This is interesting because it's not playing out at all how I thought it would.
Good.
Meagan, Gaius or Emmett?
I have to go for the eternal bad decision that is Emmett Selk.
Okay. Brandon, Gaius or Emmett?
Tell me, for whom do you fight? And I'm going to be fighting against Ascian, so I'm picking Gaius.
Oh.
Ward once again is a tiebreaker here.
Oh my god. Well, it all comes down to me. It's like, what is the real qualities of Husbando? And when I'm thinking, like, if I really want my Husbando to be like a real father figure, it would definitely be Gaius.
Yes.
But I'm thinking about the full like Husbando package. I love that crazy. I'm sorry.
Oh my!
It's got to be Emmett Selk.
Okay.
Thank
And
you.
I'm not even mad. It's fair. I'm down with it. Gaius, you gave it your best. Gaius,
as
then,
usual, when he fights Ascians, he comes up a little short.
That also true. Okay, the other half of the bracket here, we have Thancred on one side, and then on the other side we have
If you didn't play that when you announced it, I was going to call shenanigans.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it was here just for that. Joe Cat, thank you very much for that sounder. I will use it for the rest of my days.
We love you, Joe Cat.
Okay. So, Estinian and Thancred, is there anyone undecided on this matchup? No one is except me. I'm actually undecided. So I'll raise my hand in there. That's me. I'm undecided. I am very much on the fence on this. So if we have a 2-2 split, this is going to be interesting. So we're going to lock in the votes for the other four of you. Meagan, who's your pick?
I'm gonna go with Estinian. I have like a schoolgirl crush on Estinian, and that I like to pick on him, but it's because I like him. And I will say the push-up scene definitely,
Oh my God,
definitely pushed me over.
Brandon, who's your pick?
I'm going to go with Thancred just because he's, sort of a dad. And like me, he's made a lot of mistakes along the way and had to learn from them. And I can respect that. And also, I'm sorry, but I cannot look at Estinian and not think he's just a little bit stinky all the time. I pick Thancred.
Oh,
Ward,
I can hose him off. It's fine.
Ward, how about you?
Oh, I mean, there's one person in me that's a lifelong dragoon, and it's like going through all the quests with him, and it's like seeing him grow along the way, seeing him be from like the standoffish jerk to be like the jerk that has a reason, to be like the fool with the heart of gold, to be like somebody who actually wants to better the lives of all the children he meets along the way, and be like the elder brother figure. It's perfect, and like the banter all along the way, amazing. Also, I don't think I've ever seen Thancred in leather pants doing push-ups. So, yeah.
Also, Estinian doesn't need a cutscene to be hot.
Okay, so 2 for Estinian, 1 for Thancred. Lisa, you're either going to make Estinian the winner or take us into sudden death overtime. What's it going to be?
So Ward mentioned that Thancred never wears leather pants and does push-ups, but Thancred has been completely naked.
Yeah.
I feel like more than once. So
it's like a meme. It's his necking.
Screw the leather pants. Give me the squirrel tail in the way. Brandon called it with the dad energy. Again, apparently I have issues. But like for the Chronicle side, he went through this massive grieving period when we lost Ophelia, and then he had to like find her again in a weird way through Reed. And he's, did I mention naked quite often? With Estinian, although, sweaty push-ups, let's go. He was on my pick list, and so was Thancred. But Estinian likes to go and like be broody, lonely boy and just disappear all the time. And if I'm going husbando, I want that sort of, I know where you're going to be, or at least tell me you're leaving and tell me where you're going so I don't have to worry about you. And that made Thancred my pick.
You think Thancred doesn't just vanish?
Not as much as Estinian.
Oh my God.
He'll at least consider taking you along with him when he infiltrates Garlemald. The Estinian will just be like, and jumping out of here.
Yeah.
I like my space, so that's fine.
I'm a clingy
a lone wanderer energy, which is which just makes all the time you spend with him all the more special.
Yeah, he's like, I guess this is, are you a cat person or a dog person?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm allergic to both.
I know, right? Wait, you want both Estinian and Thancred? Brandon.
Also, Meagan, that social network died out years ago. Come on.
Brandon, anything?
You said I like my space.
Oh,
wow, that's a fucking deep cut.
Yeah.
Brandon,
cut down to the bone with that one.
Brandon, is there anything you want to add on Thancred before I give Meagan and Ward a chance to win me over on Estinian?
Yeah, if you husbando Thancred, you get Reen in the adoption. As far as I'm concerned, that's a win right there. I love that girl.
That's actually valid.
Ward and Meagan, talk to me. Estinian, why should I choose him over Thancred?
Because he, it's like the whole like house cat thing, you know, like you feel more special when he gives you attention and affection because like you know that he's choosing to do it. It's not like out of any sort of obligation or anything like that. And also just the fact that he was like so standoffish when you first met him. to me, it really warmed my heart when he like warmed up to us.
Mm.
And also, I would say Estinian has practically adopted the twins, so you get them in the adoption.
That's true.
Even if you cannot tell them apart, which is fucking hilarious.
And that's the thing. It's like I feel like the laughter and the fun times would never end with Estinian.
Mhm.
I feel like with Thancred just he has a tendency to screw things up. I mean, it's like he's a good guy and all, but like he's got some bad mojo following
Well,
him.
there would be like I know you didn't mean to hurt me, but, but I'm still hurt talks with Thancred. But also, like, to me, Thancred is like my buddy. You know, like I want to have like a beer with him and like hang out. I'm not like I wish to marry this man. I don't know. But also, Thancred's in-game model still looks 12 years old, and I cannot get into it. Like, you know me, I want to fuck the dragon. Like, and I don't find Thancred hot. Like, he's
He's missing that je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, him and his bitch ass starter face. He needs his own model. But when Thancred gets his own model, I will be 100% on board. If he looks like he does in the cutscenes, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But until that day,
Beautiful elf boy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm interjecting. Cutscene Thancred is still Thancred.
Thank you.
But he's not.
We
who you
didn't put
have
down
to look
cutscene
at.
Thancred, okay? We
Yeah.
put down Thancred.
Yeah, he's not who you have to look at every day. Okay.
The whole package is cutscene.
Going into Waking Stand, just staring at him like, who is this
All right.
guy?
I feel that I've come to a decision. It's really close. It's really close. But if I have to think about like which one is more husbando for me, this is Thancred.
Yes. Victory.
It's very close. It's very close. The dog cat analogy thing may almost be somewhat appropriate, but for me, almost in the reverse. But I think it's just the kind of person that I'm in for. Everything you said about Estinian is true, and everything that was said about Thancred is true. I just did a little introspection, and for me, it'd be Thancred. It's stupid close.
It's so vanilla in here.
Oh man.
What are you
can I
talking
say?
about?
This flavor and
Let's-
slander.
Let's go. Speaking of vanilla, though, let's go
boy.
with a matchup that I think is the most vanilla against the most non-vanilla as we go into the Glamour Division. And on one side, we have from Endwalker and technically, I guess, Shadowbringers to a degree, Hythlodaeus. And on the other side, making his debut in 15 minutes of questing in Dawntrail, Detective Hardyboiled, a guaranteed locked-in choice from Lisa.
Oh my gods.
Before we go any further, I need to see, is anyone undecided on Hythlodaeus versus Hardyboiled?
I think it's me.
Really?
Oh, it's me.
Seriously?
Yay!
I'm
Ward is
undecided,
undecided.
too.
Really?
It's like it's two extremes. It's like pretty boy versus grizzled man. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Oh,
I know how to pick them.
God.
They're
You know
different
what?
boxes. They
You know
tick
what?
different boxes.
mhm.
I'm actually undecided too.
Whoa.
So I think I know where Lisa's going. So Brandon, I have to ask: are you for Hythlodaeus?
Of course I am. Even if Detective Hardyboiled isn't actually just Hildebrand with more goddamn brain damage, he still looks like that idiot.
No, he looks older, more chiseled.
He's- yeah, he's
saucy.
He's
All right.
I'm
Okay.
skipping, man.
he's
So-
sorry, he's hot.
So
Oh, hot. Oh,
Brandon?
Hythlodaeus is gorgeous. I don't care what you people say.
Brandon, the floor. Since we have three undecideds here, and Lisa, I know you're with Hardyboiled because it was
yeah.
your locked-in pick.
hey, he's been my
Brandon-
pick since December.
The floor is yours, and then we're going to the chaos. That's Lisa's justification for Hardyboiled because I can't
Oh.
wait for either one of these. Go for it, Brandon.
Okay. You know what? I'll just be upfront. This is about 60-40. 60 that I think Hythlodaeus is a beautiful, beautiful man. I love watching him continuously put Emmett Selk in his place with just backhanded sass. That's always fun because anybody who wants to bring the, humiliation Emmett Selk, you're A-okay in my book. like I said, he's beautiful, and the cops are after me now.
We live in Los
Anyway.
Angeles. What do you want?
I don't know. I'm in Texas at the moment. I got no room to talk. Anyway, I'm sorry. I loathe Hildebrand Manderville with the passion of 1,000 suns. I am unconvinced that Detective Hardboiled isn't just Hildebrand with, again, further brain damage. The walking around with the egg thing is just kind of weird to me, but we can set that aside. I can't. Never Hildebrand ever.
All right. Lisa, please tell me just why you like Detective Hardboiled.
Brandon, I had to mute my mic because I couldn't stop cackling. Oh, your pain is such pleasure for me. Why?
Why did I invite you to be part of this tournament?
I don't know.
First you screw me over with Karlak, and now this.
From a man who has the old man who looks very similar to a Manderville, I don't know why you take such issue with his son. But
the only reason my character looks like freaking Godfrey Manderville is because there's no better way with the character creator to build an old man, and because of his backstory, I have to be that. Okay,
got it. Mm-hmm. So I'm not a Hildebrand hungry girl. I am a Detective Hardboiled hungry girl because he's older, jaded. He's got these crow's feet, and when he put out that little big bada boom grenade with just his bare hands and a look, I kind of quivered just a little bit. And oh my God, then the screenshots wouldn't stop. It was just every fucking moment that man's face was on screen. I have so many screenshots. I am like Detective Hardboiled fangirl number one because I love that chiseled older look. And he turned around with the Hollywood explosion and everything was just covered in soot and made it even more beautiful. Anyway, he's hot as fuck. And I would deal with the brain damage, assuming it is brain damage. He might not be Hildy. We don't know. But I will end with he can eat my eggs all day.
Oh my God, girl.
Oh boy.
Okay. The two sides have spoken. Ward, who's your pick?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Just give me a second, man. Oh, God. Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I will say he's the closest I'm ever going to get to be able to go for Harrison Ford in Final Fantasy 14. So it's like, it's got to be Detective Hardboiled now. Oh my God.
He means Deckard from...
Yes. Thank Kane, yes. Oh.
Yeah.
Meagan.
I was already leaning towards Hardboiled because we have so many pretty boys in this game, and it's time for some spice, something different. And also, Jesus Christ, girl, if I'm ever on trial, you are my lawyer.
Well, with both of you going for Detective Hardboiled, it would not matter what my choice was. Do you want to know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was also going to say Hardboiled.
When it's revealed that he's really Hildebrand, I am going to cackle at all of you.
We don't hate Hildebrand.
You should.
I mean, on my list.
Why? We like fun. I'm sorry.
All right.
Look, we stand a fucking himbo in this house. All right.
Yeah, I did all those quests even before they're mandatory. Man, come on. That's just really fun right there.
The next half of the Glamour Division is perhaps one of the toughest matchups we have, just based on that these two received nominations from at least 3 of us, I'm pretty sure, if I recall correctly. And that is, on one side, we have Amaric, and on the other side, we have Aaronville. So, with that said, is there anyone undecided or on the fence for this one?
Up until
Meagan
about
or
5
Ward?
minutes ago, I would be clicking this right about now.
Just you. Yeah.
Now you're scared.
If it's purely on aesthetics, then I'm undecided. But I had Aaronville and Chronicle Division, personally.
Okay. So, Meagan's going to choose indifferent. I think the rest of us are locked in. So let's start with Lisa first.
Oh, this is based on purely hotness. It's Amric. Because those fucking eyes, the dark hair, and I want to sit on his lap.
Okay.
Aaronville doesn't do it for me.
All right. Ward, what's your pick?
I have to say I'm a little bit biased because at the last fan fest we actually got to see a cosplayer with a stupid sexy Aaronville, and like, oh my god, like literally everyone around just like covering their mouths, like gently reaching out to touch his abs. Jesus Christ. Just mind blown.
Yeah, seeing him on the Labyrinth dance floor in a little tanga, Jesus fuck. Like everybody
Okay.
was like, what?
Brandon.
Number 1 and number 2 on my list for this division were these two gentlemen. It's just I have to give the edge to Amric just because A, he was my guaranteed pick, and B, yeah, those eyes and that dark hair. Just honestly, I've found Amric attractive longer than Aaronville, so I have to go on that alone.
Would you sit on his lap too?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And as for me, number 2 and number 3 on my list, and number 2 was Amric. And I'm just going to give him the edge barely. It's really close.
He has like his own model, which I think gives him the edge.
That probably
like,
helps.
He's
Aaronville
an extra beautiful boy.
Yeah, Aaronville's beautiful, but like he you could make him in the character creator.
Yeah.
Like Amric is like particularly individually beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like that is one of his defining characteristics.
I know this is the glamour division, but it's also Aaronville's kind of, aloof, I'm not going to pretend like I actually care about you, even though I actually do thing.
Well, Sundari energy is fine for a husbando. It's not the end of the world.
I am into that less than Amric's just straight up. I think you're great. Yeah, let's get to know each other.
I get my dairies mixed up. Yep.
Once again, cat people versus dog people.
Mm.
I will say Arabella it has big house cat energy. He has black cat energy, like literally.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I love cats.
Why do you like golden retriever husbands?
Because, god damn, I just...
That's a very pretty golden retriever.
Yeah.
All right. Without further ado, it's time for the Wildcard Division.
Dear God.
The main event of this podcast. We have a play-in. Now, here's the thing. The way the points, no one chose the same character at all. So we all had different picks, which means I had to include everyone.
I thought somebody else was going to pick Senchi from Delicious in Dungeon, so I didn't put him as number 1.
It did not happen.
Oh, no, I was not betraying my heart in this one.
So because I want my pick in, I made my pick a guaranteed locked-in pick. I wasn't going to remove anyone else's for the sake of removing it to have an even force, so we are going to have a play-in. I randomly determined which 2 would be the play-in, so we're going to start with that play-in first. The winner of this will go against Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly, but first, to see who Malcolm goes against, we have Fiyero from Wicked, and on the other side, we have Garrus from Mass Effect, the Mass Effect video game. Wicked is a musical. It's a movie that's been recently out. I got to think that many people are probably aware of what it is. That said, is there anyone on the fence, undecided, indifferent about this matchup? Nobody. I did not think so. So we are just going to see where the chips fall. Lisa, what is your pick?
Oh God, I don't even get to talk that much because time constraints. A certain somebody on this podcast turned me on to Garrus, and I'm turned on to Garrus.
As you should be.
Mm-hmm.
I know who the certain someone is, so we're going to skip him for a minute.
Come on!
Ward, what is your pick?
I'm sorry. I think I have to go with the slightly more beautiful of the bisexual disasters. Fiyero.
They are both bisexual disasters.
I know, but just slightly more beautiful.
All right, Meagan, what's your pick?
I gotta go for Fiyero. He's my boy. And Oh my god, Jonathan Bailey. He could sing, he could dance, he can act. He's a triple threat in tight pants.
He definitely
And-
had a nice ass. Thank you for that.
Look, I'm a huge Wicked fangirl from like the fucking Broadway play days, and I was like, they're gonna need to cast someone incredible to come between the chemistry of Elphaba and Glinda, and oh my god, they nailed it. Like, because usually he comes in, he's like third wheeling it, and you're like, oh, get out of here. We want everybody's a bisexual disaster in this movie, but we're like, we want the two girls to end up together, but then like Fiyero comes in and he's actually like hot and charismatic and like has a good heart under all of his playboyiness, and like he's flirting with everyone. Oh my god, he's great. I love it. And he's gonna get hotter in the next movie. Oh my god. Like Google the song As Long As You're Mine. Oh fuck. I'm waiting with bated breath for that one.
Brandon, what's your pick?
Look, I want to lodge a protest. Fiyero should not be eligible because he's a past winner.
Just because he also played Garahatia does not
That
mean
should
he
disqualify
is
him. Dang
Garahatia.
it.
No.
I haven't seen Wicked at all. My wife and daughter saw the recent movie that came out where Jonathan Bailey does in fact play Fiyero. So I went and asked her, like, look, is there any comparison? Because I know you will always romance Garrus in Mass Effect. And she's like, honestly, I don't think he's husband material at all. You really should give it to Garrus. So I'm like, all right, yeah, we're going to stick with the best wildcard husbando I've ever added to this tournament. It's Garrus.
That leaves it to me. That leaves it to me to decide.
Hurrians are not monsters, damn it.
Yeah, they are. Look at that face.
God.
Hello.
You cannot convince me he even has a penis.
So here's the thing, Brandon.
God damn it.
Hey.
I'm sorry, Brandon, but I'm going to surprise you because I do pick Garrus.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Justice for Vicarian.
Oh my God. Yes.
Here's the thing. I'm going to say this much about Wicked. I'm going to say this much about Wicked. I have watched Wicked. I do not like musicals in general. However, Wicked was one of the few musicals that I did watch from beginning to end and thought, you know what? This isn't half bad. Jonathan Bailey's performance as Fiyero, great, fine. But at the end of the day, while I have not played the entirety of the Mass Effect trilogy, I know enough about Garrus' story, I know enough about the sacrifice, and I know enough to tell me that who's the better husbando, and it has to be Garrus.
Damn.
Like, I'm not even that mad. I also love Garrus. God damn it. I've never played number 3, so don't at me for that. I didn't buy it because it got such bad reviews that I'm just kind of putting it off because it's such a commitment, you know? Because a long ass game. But,
it is a fantastic game up until the ending because the ending was done dirty.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely romanced Garrus in number 2 because you couldn't in number 1.
I watched so many YouTube videos this weekend on both Fiyero and Garrus. I feel like I know them both very well.
Lisa, do you know who else you know about?
Who?
I've heard you know about Malcolm Reynolds.
I definitely know about Malcolm Reynolds.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to this matchup because I'm saving my pick versus Ward's pick for last year. We have Malcolm Reynolds versus Garrus. Anyone undecided or indifferent?
Oh God, I gotta click it. I gotta.
Okay.
Oh,
so Brandon is Meagan, Ward. Which one of you or both of you?
What about you?
No, I know what I'm going for.
All right.
So Meagan and Brandon are undecided. Ward, Lisa, and myself are in. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to say it's got to be Garrus. I'm going to let Brandon do the debate part when we get to it, simply because Brandon has a lot more hands-on experience. But I'm siding with Garrus on this one. Lisa, it's your pick, so I'm guessing you're going with Malcolm, right?
Yeah, but like it was hard because again, not knowing Garrus as well as Brandon does, they're both seeming to be outstanding husbando material. They both love guns. They're both like space cop rebel-ish. Like, they're almost the same person. Dare I say that? But no, Malcolm he's also just old world speak charming.
No, wait, I'm redeciding.
And
You're redeciding?
suspenders.
Mhm.
And anyway, yeah, my pick's Malcolm.
All right. And Brandon, you're definitely with Garrus, right?
No, I'm undecided.
Oh, okay. That's right. Ward, your pick.
It's Mal. I mean, it's like it's the Western aesthetic gets me all the time,
Mhm.
and it's also just like how much energy and how much devotion he puts into like keeping a family together. Like that's the real like husband material right there for me.
That's it. I mean, I stand Nathan Fillion. I've watched every one of his TV shows. He's been the main character of for the past, God, I don't even know how long at this point.
Mhm.
I named my son after this man. I'm not kidding about that.
All right. So two Malcolm, one for Garrus. Meagan and Brandon are undecided.
No, I made it my
falling
mind.
down.
Undecided. Okay, Meagan.
I'm going for Garrus.
Oh,
Because-
shit.
Oh my God.
Because
Oh, shit.
Malcolm is kind of a dick to Amara, the girl that he's supposed to be in love with, that he's supposed to have a crush on.
Wait a minute.
And he's
You pick
super-
on Estinian because you like him.
Yeah, but he's super immature and like sex negative to her constantly. And like that's his biggest flaw is that he's kind of a sex negative dick who's constantly needling her. And
Oh.
like it's not even in like a fun and charming way. It's in like a girl, why are you putting up with this way?
Oh.
Shit. Yeah. Okay.
And Garth would never.
No, he would not. And
Garth
I
would
am.
support you to the ends of the earth, no matter what you want to do with your life and your body. And that's what pushes him over the edge to husbando material to me.
And I had completely forgotten about that particular aspect of Malcolm Reynolds' character, so I must remove my indecision and side with Garrus as well.
Dang.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll have you know, my chat GBT pointed out Malcolm's crappy behavior toward her. And I was like, it doesn't matter.
It does.
That's how he treats the person he loves, okay? And you're going to be the person he loves. So,
Oh.
All right. Okay. That brings us to
just like, who would you rather have a fight with? Because you're going to fight with your husbando. And like, Malcolm's going to be a little petty child about it. Like, let's be real.
That's true. Oh, that's true. That's true.
all right.
Next.
So we have the last matchup here.
Yeah, who the fuck is your
On
wild
one
card?
side,
Seriously.
what's that?
Who was your wild card, Ro?
Oh, I'm about to reveal it. On one side, we have from the ReZero anime, Subaru Natsuki. And then we have my wild card pick, which is, I believe so strongly that I decided to lock this in as my guaranteed pick. So I'm simply going to say this to start off. Some people pick their husbandos based on looks. Others pick them based on personality, charm, or tragic backstories. But in this case, for me, I pick this husbando based on who rebuilt an entire world from the ashes with nothing but sheer willpower, leather jackets, and an unshakable love for his people. That man is Naoki Yoshida, and if you disagree, enjoy your queue times.
You did not say IRL, people.
Point of order, Naoki Yoshida is in Final Fantasy 14.
Then he's not a wild card.
Yeah.
This is the wild card division, sir.
I would say this is the most wild card pick to go outside the box and do this. If you don't think that this is a wild card pick, then you can vote. Then you can vote against Yoshi P. If you in good conscience can do that.
Protest vote. Protest vote.
Sacrilege.
If you're going to make a protest vote for like that, that's fine. But I'm going to have my moment
Yeah,
before I even get if any of you are indifferent, undecided, or locked in. I'm going to have my moment here. This man saved Final Fantasy 14. Not just saved, he rebuilt it from nothing while wearing designer jackets and cracking jokes with fans. He's got more emotional intelligence than half the game's cast. If he can fix an MMO in 2 years, imagine what he can do in a relationship. He has
He's married to Final Fantasy 14.
Oh my god.
He has no time for you.
He's got
Aren't we all?
Listen to me. He's got leather jackets. He has cool jewelry. He has that CEO who's about to drop a surprise album aesthetic. He's a fucking provider. If you think that an MMO director doesn't know how to budget and plan for the future, this dude, you will never go hungry with Yoshi P. He's feeding millions with every fucking patch. Now that I have said that, I'm going to ask all of you, are any of you undecided or indifferent? If you want to do a protest vote, that's fine. That is your case. Is everyone locked in?
I'm locked in, brother.
Locked in.
Okay. So I'm obviously going for Yoshi P.
Are you?
I know who Subaru is, and I will say my words for Subaru. I mean, there's no debating, so everyone's locked in. So I'm not going to say anything about Subaru that's disparaging or whatsoever, but compared to Yoshi P. Ward, I think we know who you're going for, maybe.
Oh my god. It's just I have to on principle. I'm like Yoshi P is Final Fantasy. He's Mr. Final Fantasy 14. That's what I'm saying. Which is why he should not be in the Wildcard Division.
I do not sign up for real people fiction. Okay?
On principle, I cannot choose him as my husbando because
I don't read
That's
One
fine.
Direction fan fiction. I don't look at Photoshop pornography. I do not pick Yoshi P. This is because he's not fictional.
Okay,
Oh my
so Meagan and Ward, you're both going for Subaru Natsuki from ReZero. That's fine.
yes.
That's fine. That's fine. Brandon, who's your pick?
Look, I don't know who Subaru Natsuki is, and to be honest, I don't really give a shit. That being said, Yoshi P is winning for me because he seems to be the lone person of sanity in a sea of corporate greed over at Square Enix. So you know what? Fuck capitalism. Fuck late stage capitalism. I pick Yoshi P.
Lisa, you have the power to cause absolute chaos with your decision. I want you to understand the power that has been given to you in this moment.
Wildcard Division, sir.
Sir, I'm going to have to be in the same room as this man. Okay? Like, we go to FanFest.
I know.
If I ever in a million years get to meet him, I don't want it to be like, yeah, we're the ones that said that we wanted to marry you, Yoshi P.
Wow.
Hey, you know what? If he does go a little bit further, or maybe even win the division, maybe we'll get media press passes.
Oh, see, bribery gets you everything.
All right.
No.
So, Lisa, what's your pick? I mean, your honest pick. I know you've done your research on Subaru.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that in mind.
Right, definitely, Ward, I did my research on Subaru. But
Thank you.
there's also this man named Yoshi P.
Yes.
And his recent, and God, hear me out, his recent decision to step down off the board of directors so he can focus more on what gives him joy sealed the deal for me.
Oh my
Yoshi
God.
P. Husbando.
Okay, if this was a woman, we would not be doing this.
Wouldn't we?
This icks me, and I don't like it.
We could totally be doing this if this was a woman.
I am down to be as thirsty and deranged as anything for a fictional character. Okay,
Fictional characters.
it's not even like an actor playing a character. It's a human man. I'm uncomfortable. I don't like it.
Blame somebody else who picked him. But you know what? We're not done because you'll still have to decide between. Is it Garrus
Yeah.
and Yoshi P?
Yeah, that is quite the interesting choice. And you know what? Let's just put a fork in it and call it done now. Let's do the final matchups of these divisions before we go further, and let's just handle Yoshi P and Garrus right now. Is anyone undecided on this?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Meagan, I'm pretty sure I know your choice.
Garrus, because I actually know him because he's a character that I can get to know in my favorite video game. That I can read everything there is to know about him because he's fictional.
Ward, what's your choice?
I'm gonna have to go with the fictional husbando.
Mhm.
I'm going to go with the fictional husbando right there.
Yep. Brandon?
And this is where I reveal that I really just picked Yoshi P so that the anime boy didn't win. It's Garrus.
Yeah, thank God.
Relief.
I had a feeling that at the end of the day that Brandon would not deny Garrus even against Yoshi P. Just out of curiosity, Lisa, who would you have picked?
It was Garrus. All the research I
Mhm.
did this morning, he is husbando material.
So here's the thing. I will simply say this. I am proud that Yoshi P at least got one. I'm sorry that it came at the cost of Subaru Nitsuki, but I had to give him his 15 seconds, well, in my case, about 75 seconds of fame. Yes, Yoshi P does kind of break the rules of this contest, and I had a feeling going into this he'd probably lose to Garrus. So, well played, Meagan, Ward. I apologize. I owe you both one, Ward especially so. But Garrus advances.
Hello,
Ward
Garrus.
always picks really weird, obscure wild cards.
Oh, it's good. It broadens my horizons. So.
Oh.
All right.
Recommend ReZero though. It's good. It's dark though. If
It is very dark.
If
It is
you're
very dark.
if you're not in the mood for some upsetting, not like horrifically, like emotionally upsetting things.
Well, it's like it's
hopeful in the end.
a fantasy world that is just as dark as the real world.
Yeah,
That's what I would say.
It's like dark and it can be depressing, but it's not nihilistic, is how I would say. Like the characters go through hell, but I feel like
They learn and grow and develop that through it.
and they come out the other side. So it's like it's not like Cyberpunk Edge Runners where you're gonna end it just feeling empty, like crying to your cereal. But it
End of
does
season
have
one though. End of season one makes you feel pretty empty though.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Those 2 words, man.
Oh, that's true.
Those 2 words end the
But it's
season.
like right at the end of like a really good triumphant thing. But anyway,
No.
never mind.
Anyway, sorry.
All right. Let's move on to our next matchup. We're going to do the Glamour Division next.
Oh, dear God.
On one side, we have Amaric. And on the other side, we have Detective Hardyboiled. Is anyone undecided about this? I see my hand up. Meagan or Ward, is it which one of you or both of you?
It's me.
You.
Okay.
I feel like it's the same thing of like Pretty Boy versus
Come on, we already know who won that last Pretty Boy versus.
But will that win again? So let's see. In that case, Ward, I'll let you speak praises about Amaric first before Lisa defends Hardyboiled again.
Oh, you think I'm going for Amaric? Oh, I'm sorry, I have to disappoint you because it's Detective Hardyboiled.
That's the point.
It is Detective Hardyboiled. Because I will say the smoking charisma that he has.
Yeah.
It just like way over the top. And like
you guys don't know how much Ward loves Blade Runner.
oh my God.
Right.
And that's the thing. So I could say like Amaric, beautiful boy, like very, very good tempered, heart of gold. But like I get 15 minutes of Detective Hardyboiled and I'm all in his camp. I'm all in.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Yoshi.
Lisa's definitely Hardyboiled.
Am I?
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Don't do that. Don't give me hope.
Oh. All right, Brandon. So we know where they stand. Go ahead and sing Amaric's praises if that's who you're choosing, or are you surprising me as well?
Of course I'm not. Are you insane? Amaric was my guaranteed pick, and he's been my top entry for the Husbando Division for every year of this tournament, and I will continue putting him in there until he takes his rightful place atop the throne.
As you should.
Mhm.
Amaric is, I'm sorry, but there's not a single bad thing you can say about this man. He's gorgeous. He's loyal. He's devoted. Yes, he might spend a lot of time in his job, but hey, we can fix that. Hardyboiled is named after a method to cook eggs, and he looks exactly like Hildebrand Manderville.
Older.
I'm still not convinced he's not Hildebrand Manderville.
You don't know what a hard-boiled detective is, sir?
Yes, I am aware of what a hard-boiled detective is.
All right.
The fact that he looks like Hildebrand is never going to be something I can overcome.
But he's older.
I don't care. He still looks like him.
So we have 2 for Hardy Boiled and 1 for Amric. Meagan, what's your pick?
I'm undecided. Like,
You're still undecided.
mhm.
Meagan. Meagan.
I find Emmerich more appealing than Hith just in general, but like Hardy Boiled is so different, and like I love the noir aesthetic. All right,
This is
Well,
the glamour division.
Meagan, you're going to have the power for this because I think I'm deciding Amric. So at this point, Hardy Boiled and Amric. Man, Brandon, I'll let you take the fight for Amric, but the main reason why I'm choosing Amric is because it's simply because I know a hell of a lot more about Amric than I do about Hardy Boiled. If I'm choosing Hardy Boiled, I'm choosing Hardy Boiled specifically for the aesthetic. Now, as far as the aesthetic goes, well, I did say I'd choose Gaius over Emmett Selk, and so yes, when it comes to the aesthetic, I would lean more toward Hardy Boiled instead of Amric. But if I'm looking at the whole package, I have to choose Amric because I don't know enough about Hardy Boiled yet.
I'm interjecting with a protest, sir. This is the glamour division where all we look at is the package. I mean, the face.
I hear you, and if it's the glamour division, I hear that, but I'm still, because Amric. Here's the thing: Amric was in my picks. Hardy Boiled wasn't.
Oh,
I have to stick with my picks.
yeah.
all right. I've decided.
Oh.
Okay.
Emmerich was in my picks.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hardy Boiled, but Emmerich was higher up.
Oh,
but imagine how
Okay,
Hardy
look-
Boiled would just handle things the way he just eats that
I
egg.
know, but a unique model goes a long way in my mind. And he is just so fucking pretty. And the entire time that you're playing Heaven's Ward, you're just like, oh my god, this man's so fucking pretty. Look at this fucking man. And
It's true though. They're both very beautiful men.
Let's remember that we typically only see Amric wearing his ridiculous long coat armor combination that still he makes look good. But that man is both a frontliner sword and board tank and an archer. You know he's ripped to hell under there.
He's also a blue
he
elephant.
likes- yeah, he also likes to run around the firmament as an elephant and make the children happy.
Oh,
So,
I fail to see
Ah.
anything wrong with either of those scenarios.
that's
Alright.
good. That's points in his favor.
Where's my chicken suit? I'll run around with him.
Amric advances. Let's go to Chronicle next. In Chronicle finals, we have Emmett Selk versus Thancred. Anyone undecided or indifferent on this one? Meagan or Ward?
No, that was from last time.
Oh.
You're-
I forgot.
Everyone's locked in?
You're war decided.
All right.
Okay.
We're not going to spend too much time debating this because we've said a lot about the characters already. So, Ward, what's your pick?
Going for Emmett Selk.
All right, Meagan,
Emmett Selk.
Lisa,
Emmett Selk.
then Brandon and I don't mean anything. Even though I would have gone for Thancred, and I'm pretty sure Brandon would have too.
All right. Tells me rat net.
Oh my
All
god.
right.
I swear I'm not here to make your life miserable, Brandon. I'm sticking with my guns.
Hey, you know what?
Bad boy.
Amric beat Hard Boiled. I'm happy at this point.
Good, good.
Okay.
And Garrus is in the finals.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Hear me out division. We have on one side Vritra, and on the other side Sir Otis. The battle of the potential attachable appendages.
Wanna be homeless and live in the ruins, or would you rather live in Megaduda and
Brandon,
get red grapes every day?
Wow.
Brandon, you're calling undecided indifferent.
Yes.
Anyone else, or
Brandon.
everyone else is locked in? Okay, Lisa, what's your pick?
Robot Man, all the way. The fucking
Okay.
devotion and protection. I'm not even going to keep talking because we already know.
My pick is also Sir Otis because just I find Sir Otis is a more charming character. I think he was done dirty. I think he was done dirty. Ended when he was, and yeah,
And
that's
he's dead.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that, apparently.
War.
Well, that's the thing is like normally I would go for like the chivalrous knight because like that really fits into my aesthetic, but I have to go with the Dragon Prince of
Yeah.
Currytown. And am I going to be living there? Oh hell yeah!
The Dragon Prince of Currytown.
Oh my
Meagan,
god.
I know what you stand in your house.
Like, man, just imagine how delicious all that food is. Like, they're the nation of like exotic spices and trade hub. Even if you don't like spicy food, they can import anything for you.
Mhm.
And they have incredible culinarians on staff.
So you're marrying a man for the food, and he's not even.
Well, not just the food. Also, he's a fucking dragon.
Well, yeah, you're just going to eat up everything. Yeah,
I'm
I get
gonna ride that thing.
Oh,
I'm gonna where there's a will, there's a way. There's alchemists. Maybe they can make me big. Maybe they can make him small. Who knows? We're gonna figure it out together.
I'm dying.
Lisa, go ahead and if you want to defend Sir Otis for a bit longer before Brandon makes the decision, go
So
for it.
Brandon's making the decision. All I have to say is Sir Otis in robot form is not a dragon.
Wow.
So
And I've
Otis
got-
has like no screen time, man. He's also he will never be as important to Sir Otis as his queen is.
Yep.
But you will be Vreetra's queen or king.
Dragon
All
penis.
right.
Brandon, dragon penis.
You don't have to fuck a dragon. You could just live in his knight's castle.
Dragon cuddles. Brandon, dragon cuddles.
Yes. Dragon
Think of the
cuddles.
cheese that formed in his scales, and it's now your job.
Wow.
With a toothbrush.
He's a royal dragon. You don't think that he has like people that bathe him? Also,
Yeah, it's your wife or your husbando.
yeah, you
Brandon's
could
duty
be in
would
like
be
the
to-
hot springs together. It's Savnir for fuck's
No,
sake.
don't introduce hot springs to dragon scales to scale cheese. It's just going to fester more. This is why we're going with a robot,
Oh,
right? And it worked.
my God.
How's my argument,
Oily
Brandon?
rusty
Andy
robot
betrayals.
that's
You know
just,
what?
like,
We
sitting
are
out
no
in the
longer my
wilderness?
lawyer.
I've been fired.
wow.
Yeah.
Brandon, did I win?
Brandon.
So you're telling me that I have not only gotten my boy Garrus to the finals, I've gotten the best husbando objectively in all of Final Fantasy XIV and Aymeric de Borel to the finals, but I also get to crush Meagan's dragon fucker dreams? Is
Oh,
it my
no.
birthday?
I hate all of you.
Welcome to the finals, Sir Otis.
I will have my revenge.
I'm so
You
dead.
don't know when it will happen, but it will happen.
I've been told there will be vengeance from women far scarier than you. I'm married to one of them.
Yeah, but
Oh.
I assure you they are not freakier than me.
All right.
that's fine.
That may or may not actually be true.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We are now at our final four. Man, this is going to be interesting. We have first, we're going to take Chronicle Division versus Glamour Division, just as we did last episode. We have Emmett Selk versus Aymeric. Is there anyone indifferent or undecided on this one? Brandon is. That is
No, that's
interesting.
from
Okay.
last round. Sorry,
No,
I
that's
was
okay.
turning it off.
I was going to say, I'd be surprised too. Everyone is locked in on this. All right, Brandon.
Yeah, come on, you shouldn't even have to ask. It's
I know.
Moro.
I know. Lisa,
Emmett, I'm sorry.
Ward.
Damn it.
I already know what Meagan's going to pick.
My revenge came swiftly, bitch!
Meagan. Flaming sword of justice.
Emmett advances.
Brandon, how you feel? You okay, man?
Yeah, I'm still riding the death of Retra High. I can.
Oh.
I'm riding Emmett all the way to the finals.
All right. Now we have Wildcard versus Hear Me Out.
The laughter in the back of your throat is so funny right now.
On one side, we have Sir Otis, and on the other side, we have Garrus from Mass Effect.
The fuck?
Ward. Hold on. Undecided indifference. Anyone? No one?
Nope.
Great. Ward, what's your pick?
I have to still go for the noble soldier who follows his queen.
Have you even played Mass Effect?
Huh?
Have you?
I was going to say, you can
Effect?
describe Garrus with that exact same description.
It's the
You
Malcolm
haven't, have you? You played one,
I played one,
so you
and I've gotten all of the story spoilers
you met
because I need to
Garrus.
know what happens in all the games.
Okay,
Hmm.
you've not romanced.
So you're going for Sir Otis.
Yes.
Okay, Meagan.
Garrus.
Lisa.
Garrus.
This is rough, you guys.
Oh my god, an entire game's worth of incredibly romantic story versus Tally Ho.
It's definitely Sir Otis. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Girl just really wants the RoboPede, man.
Well, I mean,
You guys
have
say
you
I'm
seen what
obsessed
they
with
make?
it.
you have the entire time where he's defending his queen.
You're
the
not
whole-
his queen. You will never be her.
But I
Brandon?
can steal him away and make him
Garrus.
my husbando.
No, you can't.
So
Oh, Here we
it's
go.
2 Garrus, 2 Sir Otis, and my vote is Garrus.
Man.
He's very, very, very good pick.
Yep.
That was a rough one.
It was, but mind you, even considering the animosity and the intensity that we had moments ago, which is about to be revisited, mind you, at least Meagan and Brandon were able to agree on that matchup on Garrus. Now, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the finals of the 2025 Husbando Hullabaloo. On one side, we have from the Wildcard Division, Garrus from Mass Effect. Brandon's chosen. On the other side, we have Emmett Selk. Is there anyone on the fence on this?
I feel like you can't be on the fence during the final vote.
I doubt it too. All right. I'm Brandon. Who's your pick?
Come on. You need to ask.
Yeah.
It's Garrus. To
Okay.
hell's with the Rat Man forever.
The Rat Man.
Okay. Meagan, what's your pick?
Revenge is a dish best served piping hot. It's Emmett Selk.
Uh-huh.
Is that the only reason, Meagan?
No,
Tell-
actually, I really like Emmett Selk. I love his Shadowbringers, not Shadowbringers, Endwalker story. Well, also he was really hot in Shadowbringers, but Endwalker really brought it home for me. We stan a tsundere little bitch who likes to pretend that he's a grumpy asshole, but secretly has a heart of gold. And also just the tragedy element of like, he only wanted to do good. And like, did he do horrible things? Yes, but he thought he was doing the right thing. And like, that's what makes it a tragedy, because it's complex and he's just really well written and also hot as fuck. So, and you know, if you husbando him, you're getting Hith as the third. Like, you're going to be a throuple.
Yep.
And like, everybody's cool with that. So, Emmett. I love Garrus is my favorite Mass Effect character, but I feel like I cannot in good conscience vote for him over Emmett in like in this competition. And I don't know, Emmett's just he's hot and he's fun and I like a bad boy. And I can change him.
Lisa, did you pick already? I'm sorry.
I have not.
Okay, what's your pick?
Well, like, I feel like I have to explain my pick a little bit more because of my
Sure.
bias. So I've mentioned it before that there is a player in the game that plays Emmett Selk as this grumpy ass Mikote bartender that I have known long before I met Emmett Selk, the NPC. And they've always, it's just, so I think my bias is also wrapped around Werther's Originals candies and prunes and Roland Berry mojitos. But yes, Emmett, whole package, bad to good to better, to his little swagger swish and that little wrist flick and the seed of
Oh,
sacrifice
yeah.
I did today. Last night. We did last night. Anyway, Emmett, long story short, but Garrus is good boy too.
And Ward?
Yeah, I mean, yes, you could say that all the choices that Emmett made were poor, but he made them to try and like bring his world back together. It's like, so, if you were with Emmett, like he would make a lot of terrible decisions, but he'd make them to be with you again. So it's like, that's the Husbando right there.
There's also like the eternal soul bond connection thing, like
He's always going to come look for you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Brandon, you should be proud that Garrus got to the finals, but there was no way in hell he was beating Emmett Selk.
I mean, this is a Final Fantasy 14 podcast.
It
We're all
really
united
is.
by our love for this game. The Wildcard Division is always a long shot. I'm just happy he made it this far.
You did good.
All right. So the winner of the 2025 Husbando Hullabaloo, it took him 3 years, but he finally got there. Congratulations, Emmett Selk. We will remember you. We will remember that you once lived.
Oh my God, you go away now. You take that back. I can't believe he made it.
Me too. I'm actually quite pleased. If Reacher can't win, I'm glad it was someone who probably pisses off Brandon just as much.
Oh my God. Brandon, that was not me. I did not say that.
Oh, wow. It was worth it.
All right.
Wow.
Man, Brandon brought this up to me in Discord. I want to give you at least a couple minutes to talk about. We're running late as it is for a podcast, for our show as it is. But Brandon, the live letter did happen a couple of days ago. I know there's a lot of people that are crying about Black Mage being changed and being made easy and stuff. Tell me how you really feel.
Honestly, I'm happy with it. Black Mage I enjoy playing it, but there are aspects of it that I find frustrating because I am not a particularly sweaty min-maxing player in this game. I'm too dumb to be. So when I was asking a friend, hey, what should I play my Femro alt as through Dawn Trail? I haven't decided yet. And he told me, wait till 7.2 and do Black Mage. And I'm like, why? What the heck's going on? And he just gave me the Reddit thread full of so much anger and rage and whining about it. And I'm like, delicious. Yeah, okay, decision made.
Does anyone else have any comments to make about that whole thing? All I'm going to say is as someone who's played other MMOs and seen homogenization and simplification nerfs and stuff like that, I get where the people are whining are coming from. I get where they're coming from, but having had the experience I've had, I think it's better for the long-term health of the game that they do what they're doing for Black Mage. That said, people have every right to be upset about it, although they do it. If you're going to be upset about it, express your dissatisfaction in a way that doesn't make you look like a dick. That's all I gotta say. Does anyone have anyone they want to add on that?
I am leveling up my Black Mage, so I'm not fully aware of all these changes, but I hate it. I hate this class so much. I hate it.
I switched to the Dragoon from Black Mage. It's like I first made my main as a Black Mage, and then I got to 60. I'm like, no. And then Dragoon all the way, and never look back.
I only play Black Mage in PvP, and they changed that, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, the only other thing I'll add is it was hilarious to me is everyone pointing out the memes of like, see, even Yoshi P uses ley lines for mechanics. That's what killed me.
Oh, but speaking of PvP, I went to do some crystalline conflicts to try out the new classes, and there is no competitive mode on either.
Oh,
they're like, go to Dynamis if you want to play competitive. I'm like, what? Dynamis?
Well, in Final Fantasy 14 has always been like a really niche thing. So whatever they
they should have us all on one server, and it should be fucking primal. It should be like, go to Dynamis, you peasant. I go over there, and it's like 30-minute wait. I'm like, yeah, oh, no shit.
Well, that's apparently hoping for cross data center duty finder and just having it all
true.
all together.
Yeah.
All right. That is going to have to do it for now. The plan is to be back in a couple weeks to record our next episode, and that will be after the patch has been out for about a week. So, we'll talk about early experiences and stuff we're looking forward to that's not necessarily out yet because they are staggering this content, and I have thoughts and opinions on that. But, until then, Meagan, where can people find you?
You can find me at Catmom Meagan, all one word. Meagan is spelled Meagan. Mostly just active on Blue Sky right now because I'm still working on that comic. And if you want to see pictures of our cats, Butterscotch and Bonbon, or things that I am crocheting or knitting, or just hear my absolute random bullshit at 3 a.m, that is the place to go, baby.
All right. And Ward doesn't really have a social media presence for the most part, so if anyone wants to, just go through Meagan for that. Lisa, anything you want to put out there?
Well, I do want to close off with saying I'm super excited that the corn servant is coming.
More corn.
More corn. And Blue Sky, I just post about my cat and COVID. Zim on Blue Sky. ZIM.
All right. Brandon, how about you?
You can find me on Blue Sky. I am the BMAT, THEBMATT. You can check out my writing, which has mostly been D&D related, but actually this morning I posted a very short Dawn Trail post over at yourquestlogisfull.wordpress.com. No, I will not buy yourquestlogisfull.com WordPress. Please stop asking me. You can catch me also on the D&D podcast plus 5 to hit, where our little interlude adventure has been going amazingly. We're having a lot of fun with it. I play a little kobold named Spork.
Nice.
Adorable.
As for myself, you can also find me on that podcast as well. And if you want to reach me, you can reach me through the podcast's Blue Sky account, which is at A Podcast Reborn on Blue Sky. You can email us at apodcastreborn@gmail.com. And as always, music for the show, at least for the outro of this one, is provided by Husky by the Geek. A link to his YouTube channel will be included in the show notes, and any Final Fantasy XIV music you might hear or derivatives thereof, like what you heard at the beginning of the show, that music belongs to Square Enix, and no copyright infringement is intended. Lisa and Ward, thank you very much for your participation. As far as I'm concerned, you have an open invite to next year if you're both available, and I cannot wait for the bloodshed in 2026.
Thank you for having us.
Until then, for Brandon, for Meagan, for Lisa, for Ward, and of course for Butterscotch and Bonbon, this is Brian Black. Until next time, may your loot rolls be high, your glamour fantastic, and your duties always complete. Brandon.
Let's talk about a husbando. I'm honestly a little shocked no one really even mentioned. Let's talk about everyone's favorite bow-wielding deity, Ashan. What is Ashan's favorite song?
What?
That would be Bohemian Rhapsody.
No. I actually had him on my list. Just far down.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.